The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of fear and anticipation. Jake, a seasoned wildlife photographer, stood before a sight that sent shivers down his spine. A massive steel cage, stark and imposing, awaited its occupant. Inside, a magnificent Bengal tiger, Raja, paced restlessly, his orange and black stripes a mesmerizing blur. 400 pounds of raw power contained yet untamed. Jake took a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenge. He'd spent years documenting animals in the wild, but nothing could prepare him for this. 24 hours, alone, in a cage with a tiger. The gravity of the situation settled upon him like a physical weight. The heavy clang of the cage door echoed in the silence. Jake was in. Raja, initially startled, rose to his full height, a low growl rumbling deep in his chest. Jake held his breath, every instinct screaming at him to run, but there was nowhere to go. He remembered the words of his mentor, confidence, not fear. Slowly, cautiously, Jake lowered himself to the ground, avoiding direct eye contact. He kept his movements slow and deliberate, mimicking the calm demeanor of a prey animal that posed no threat. His heart pounded against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the backdrop of Raja's heavy breathing. Time seemed to crawl by. Each rustle of leaves, each snap of a twig sent a jolt of adrenaline through Jake. He maintained his position on the ground, his back pressed firmly against the cool steel bars. Raja, after the initial display of curiosity, had retreated to the far corner of the cage. Suddenly, Raja's head snapped up, his amber eyes locking onto Jake with laser focus. The air crackled with tension. The tiger's stare, unwavering and intense, seemed to pierce through Jake, reading his fear, measuring his resolve. Jake fought the urge to flinch, his survival instincts battling his desire to capture the intensity of the moment through his camera lens. Section 4. Night falls. As darkness enveloped the cage, the temperature dropped, sending a chill down Jake's spine. The jungle symphony, usually a source of comfort, now seemed amplified, each screech and howl a potential predator lurking in the shadows. Raja had settled down, his massive body a dark silhouette in the gloom. Jake, however, dared not close his eyes. He sat huddled against the bars, his senses on high alert. The weight of Raja's presence, even in slumber, was suffocating. Every so often the tiger would stir, a low growl escaping his throat, a stark reminder of the danger that lurked within the confines of the cage. Section 5. A glimmer of hope. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the dense canopy, casting long shadows across the cage, Jake felt a flicker of hope. The night, endless and fraught with tension, had finally come to an end. Raja, too, seemed to have mellowed. The previous night's aggression had given way to a sort of weary acceptance. He rose slowly, stretched languidly, and approached the water bowl placed strategically near the cage door. As he drank, Jake observed him closely, noticing for the first time the subtle nuances of his behavior. The twitch of his whiskers, the gentle swish of his tail, the almost imperceptible blink of his golden eyes. Section 6. Freedom's Dawn. The sound of approaching footsteps sent a surge of relief through Jake. The cage door creaked open, and a wave of fresh air washed over him, carrying with it the sweet scent of freedom. He emerged slowly, blinking against the sunlight, his body stiff and sore, but his spirit soaring. Raja, now safely sedated, lay peacefully on the cage floor. Jake looked down at the magnificent creature, a mix of awe and newfound respect washing over him. He had stared death in the face and emerged from the encounter forever changed. Section 7. A changed man. Back in the familiar comfort of his camp, Jake couldn't shake off the feeling of surreal detachment. The sights and sounds of the jungle, once so comforting, now held a new meaning. He had walked in the shadow of death, experienced vulnerability like never before, and emerged from the crucible with a profound respect for the delicate balance of life and death in the wild. He knew that he could never look at a photograph, or indeed life itself, in the same way again. He had faced his fear, stared into the abyss, and emerged from the other side, forever marked by the experience, but also forever transformed by it. The cage may have confined his body, but it had also liberated his soul.